If you've been struggling to heal after a narcissistic relationship, it's probably because you're believing one massive lie. This lie keeps so many women stuck in pain for years. And the women who break free fast and find the love they deserve have stopped believing this lie altogether. The biggest lie women believe after a narcissistic relationship is that healing takes a long time. Now, I know this goes against everything society tells you. You've probably heard it over and over again. Healing takes time, trauma is complicated, you need years of therapy to truly move on. And yes, healing does take effort, but time, that's not the real issue. Healing can happen fast when you stop using a mind-driven approach and start healing on a deep spiritual level. And today, I'm going to show you 3 extremely powerful spiritual methods that I've used myself and with my clients that will heal you and transform your life faster than you ever thought possible. And if you stay till the end, I'll also share how you can get my powerful ancestral healing prayer for free. My name is Divinia. I've coached countless women into breaking free from generational trauma, toxic love patterns, into the healthy, divinely aligned, happily ever after they deserve. Subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications if you're ready to transform your own life starting today. That's exactly what happened with my client Lena. She had been stuck in the same cycle for years. Every time she left a toxic relationship, she'd end up in another one. She tried therapy, self-help books, going completely no contact, meditation, but something was still pulling her back into the same patterns. That's when we started working together, and instead of just analyzing the past, we took a deep spiritual approach to healing. I guided her through 3 specific exercises, and in just a few months, she saw a transformation she never thought was possible for her. The first thing we worked on was integrity, and not just with others, but also with herself. Because one of the biggest shadow traits that attracts narcissists is self-delusion. Think ignoring red flags, making excuses, pretending things aren't as bad as they are. So I asked her, can you commit to radical honesty, especially with yourself? And I guided her through a simple but extremely powerful exercise which I learned from my spiritual master. It is a truth diary. Every day she wrote down every single time she told a small lie, whether it was a white lie, an excuse, or avoiding the truth, and she started to see the pattern. She realized that self-delusion was one of the reasons she had ignored red flags in the past, and when she made integrity a daily practice, when she committed to complete honesty with herself and others, she stopped being an energetic match for toxic people. This is why women who heal fast don't just learn the science of narcissism. That's useless. They develop the virtues that repel narcissists energetically altogether. The second exercise we did was probably the most emotional one, but it was also the most freeing. I asked her, what if part of your pain isn't just about what they did to you, but also about the unresolved guilt you carry yourself? So I guided her through a powerful exercise where she wrote sincere letters of apology to anyone she had ever wronged, even in small ways. I told her, carry out your heart, ask for their forgiveness, and ask for God's forgiveness as well. At first, she didn't see how this was connected to her healing, but once she did it, she felt a huge emotional relief. She told me later that it was like a weight had been lifted from her soul, that for the first time in years she felt free, because when you clear guilt, you clear trauma. The same energy that keeps you attached to the narcissist is often tied to unresolved guilt and shame in other areas of your life. And when you clear that, you create space for true healing. But there was one more layer that we had to address, and this was the most powerful shift of all. These patterns usually run through generations of women in the family, and this was the case with her too. Her mother had attracted emotionally unavailable men, and so had her grandmother. So I guided her through an ancestral healing process that involved deep forgiveness, prayer, and cutting energetic ties to the patterns she had unknowingly inherited And the shift was almost instant. She told me, for the first time in my life, I feel like I have a choice in love because trauma doesn't just live in the mind. It's passed through blood, lineage, and energy. And when you heal at that level, you don't just heal yourself, you heal generations before you and after you. And if you want to start this process right now, I have a powerful ancestral healing prayer I want to give you for free. Just come and send me the prayer below and I'll send it to you personally. Now, here is the thing. Healing doesn't just stop at breaking free from the narcissist's energy. If you don't transform the shadow traits that attracted them in the first place, you simply repeat the cycle over and over again. That's why in this next video here, I'm revealing the 7 shadow traits you must transform to stop attracting narcissistic relationships altogether. Watch it now, because if you don't clear these patterns, you keep attracting the same kind of relationships over and over again.